Good evening. Welcome to Rookie Sports Bar and Grill. After a hiatus, about 2.5 weeks, we're back. And we're going to pepper you with some things.
Different show tonight, ladies. Y'all better stay tuned.
Buckle up, because it's going to get hot. It's so hot that the lights are going out.
On and off.
Listen,
yes.
Executive producer John Ragsdale, I'm calling you out. To my right, this guy, Mr. Celtic himself.
This guy. I ain't got no name no more.
I'm going to give you your name.
This guy.
I'm going to give you your name in just a minute. Just calm down. Let me get at you.
See,
I'm Raymond Bennett.
And I'm Kevin Dixon.
And this is a hot episode of My Thing Is This. Kevin, let's not mix any words. Let's get right to it. Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. Good move or bad move?
Bad move.
Why, Kevin? Why is it a bad move?
I think it's a bad move because if you're a superstar, you don't leave. A superstar don't leave. Kevin Durant, you got LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Westbrook. They're three of the top NBA players right now. I've never seen nobody leave another superstar to go to another team. Now, but the thing about it is when Kevin Durant first came out and had an interview, he said, "I'm gonna make a basketball decision." So when he said, "I'm making a basketball decision," everybody should have knew that he was not gonna stay at Oklahoma City. And I'm gonna tell you why Oklahoma City knew that was the case. They made that trade with Ibaka right after that conversation that interview he had.
Okay, but here's the thing. I've heard you say on several stations you knew he was leaving because of the fact that they got rid of Ibaka. So I've heard you say, let me finish.
Right.
Pause.
Right.
Let me finish. They got rid of Ibaka. Do you think, and here's the thing about that disturbs me about the conversation, and people always knocking Kevin Durant. He made a decision that was in the best interest of Kevin Durant. He don't owe nothing to nobody. At the end of the day, the bottom line is he plays to win championships. Let me say this. OKC wasn't going to win no championship.
True.
They got rid of Ibaka. They have a history of getting rid of good ball players.
Because they don't want to spend no money.
So the prime thing, he looked around, and do you think that he didn't have a conversation with Westbrook? Why didn't Westbrook go to New York City and sit down with him and say, "Yo, you know what, my man? I need you at a desperate time. Don't go." Westbrook didn't show up. Westbrook didn't email him, didn't text him, didn't call him, didn't do anything. So the bottom line, Westbrook looked out for Westbrook because you know why? Because next year, Westbrook is going to be a free agent. And he's going to be able to pick up and go. So Durant looked over and said, "You think I'm going to fall for that flim-flam? You going to get me to sign and stay here with OKC when you're leaving? Get out of here, man."
I don't disagree with you on that. I don't disagree with you on that.
So why is it a bad move for him?
Why is it a bad move? No, I'm not saying – let me explain something to you. I'm not saying it's a bad move as far as him leaving OKC. It's a bad move for him to go to Oakland.
Why?
And to go to Golden State because their team's already set. Okay, you a superstar, not just a star. You're a superstar. Not me personally, and a lot of other people feel like if Durant would have went somewhere else, and I'm gonna say the Boston Celtics because they was in for it. They were in the runnings for him to come there. Not because I'm a Celtic fan, but if he came there, if he came there and won a title, I think it would have been more for him because he still would have been the man. Kevin Durant, and I'm surprised that he signed a 1-1 with them because I don't know if Kevin Durant really wants to go back and deal with this thing as being a free agent because at the end of the day, as I said before, whatever decision Kevin Durant makes, he's going to upset some people. He's going to upset some people. There's going to be some people that's going to be upset about it. And more or less, the people in OKC are upset. But the thing about it is, when they traded Ibaka, and they didn't talk to him about that, then they knew right there. Because me and you talked about this, they needed a point guard. So when they got the point guard from the Magic, they said, okay, well, maybe this might get him to come back here. Then they tried to get Al Horford to come there. Al Horford said, "I can't go there because there's too many undecisions that need to be made. Is Kevin Durant gonna stay there? Is Westbrook gonna stay there? I'm not coming there." So he did what was best for him. But at the same token, though, you as a superstar, I can see if he's a star, but as a superstar, you don't go to another team that's been beating you up. But we're old school. You know what I'm saying? We're old school.
Let me say this. I'm no school.
Okay.
I'm with the school of logic. And the school of logic says this. At the end of the day, the bottom line is this. he did what's in the best interest of him. We are caught up in calling old school. We're caught up in saying what it is. Let me say something. People say that there's a difference between what he did and what LeBron did. They did the same thing. LeBron left his. Why didn't LeBron stay with his team and just ride it out? He left. He jumped ship, and where did he go? He went to Miami because you know what? He was smart enough to realize there are some brilliant people in this game called the NBA. Michael Jordan is one because he's smart enough to realize I can't win this by myself. 7, 8 years of losing was enough. He had Pippen. They made some additions. And they won. And they had Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's another smart person. Smart enough to realize, you know what? I'm not going to win any championships unless I have all-star or Hall of Fame ball players. Let me say this. One of the most respected people in the NBA is Jerry West. Jerry West told Kevin Durant, listen, I've been to like maybe 9 or 10.
He's 1-8.
1-8. He has to live with, he won one time. He lost 8. You know he has to live with that. Those 8 live with him, and people don't care. All that
They don't.
Pause.
They
Pause.
don't.
Pause. Let me get to that. We'll put that on hold. The next question, which leads into this, is, will this mess up Kevin Durant's legacy?
I believe it will if Golden State doesn't win a title. If they don't win a title next year, it does mess up his legacy because they were like, okay, you went to a team that won 73 games. And you still didn't win the title. So I think that would mess up his legacy. If he wins, he got the title. He can say, I got a title.
Let me say this. Now, what is the legacy? Because let me hit you with this. Hold on. Pause. Let me hit you with this. A legacy is a body of work over a period of time. Mm-hmm. Let me say this. 4. He's won 4 scoring titles. One of the few players have done that. 4 scoring titles. Okay? Let's put that in the record. Bam. When his career is over, he's going to have a body of work that's going to be like no other. All-Stars, Olympic, all of that stuff. So what we're talking about now, because he decided to leave OKC and go to the Warriors, that's going to mess up his legacy? How could that mess up his legacy?
Because he's a superstar. He's not and I'm explaining this something to you. Durant doesn't really like all this publicity he's getting. Durant was a guy that sat down and watched First Take, ESPN. He watched all of that. He watched all of that. As a player, he watched all of that.
What does that have to do with his legacy?
Because
legacy is your work.
Because he cared about what people thought about him.
Legacy is your work. But at the end of the day, legacy is not watching ESPN and First Take.
Can I finish?
But the question is, what is it? How does this mess up his legacy?
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
So when it came down to a thing of I need to win a title, when he said I'm making a basketball decision, if you don't understand basketball, you knew he wasn't going to Cleveland. He was going to Golden State. When he said a basketball decision, that we knew where he was going. We knew that he was going to Golden State. Basketball decision was the key word. But my thing is this right here. When he sat down, when you're a player and you listen to what people say about you as a player, no matter if it's on Twitter, whatever the case, it has an effect on you. And when it comes to a thing which says, I don't want to leave without winning a title, and he did, like you said, he did what was best for him to win a title. I'm not mad at him. I'm not upset
Kevin,
or mad at him going to OKC. I'm going to Golden State.
You're long-winded. You're not answering the question.
I did answer the question.
You didn't. Listen to me. If your legacy, and you could ask anybody out in the audience, if your legacy is a body of work, a body of work over a period of time, he made a decision. How could that affect all the scoring titles? How could one decision it's still a basketball decision. It's not like he's saying, I'm not playing basketball ever again. His legacy is a body of work.
Okay.
Let me say this. No matter Pete Rose, we can't deny that Pete Rose got those hits. All that other stuff, whether we like Pete Rose or not, whatever we think of Pete Rose, his body of work says he's great. His legacy can't be denied. So how could this decision that you're saying, his decision to leave OKC to go to Golden State, mess up his leg? How's that going to affect his body of work?
Because if he doesn't win a title,
you keep saying if. Let's deal in reality. I don't deal in ifs. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. What are you dealing with ifs for?
Well, the reality is that his career is not over yet.
So then his body of work. So I got you now. Let's talk about his body of work. His body of work is of today.
Okay,
his body of work.
Calm
his
down.
body of work. Calm down.
His body of work has not. His career has not been done yet. So his legacy has not been done yet. But he left to win a title. He left to go win a title.
But his body of work.
So if he doesn't win a title,
there you go with the ifs again.
Okay, so let's
talk about his body of work.
Okay, let me ask you a question right now.
There you go with the ifs.
Let me ask you a question.
There you go with the ifs.
No, let me ask you a question right now.
Let me ask you a question right now.
Let me ask you a question right
now. Stay to the question. You can't put ifs in there.
His career is right now. He's a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
No, he's not.
You're crazy.
Why is he a Hall of Famer?
Why is he not? Why is he not?
No, you tell me why he is.
4-time scoring champ.
Okay.
Let me say
this.
Means what? Be quiet.
And that means what?
What does that mean? Name somebody. Listen. Be quiet. Listen. Name anybody who's won more than 3 scoring championships that's not a Hall of Famer. Name somebody.
I don't have my stats right.
That's my thing. That's my thing.
But you name me 4 that.
So don't
you know
me.
Name me.
So don't talk to me.
No, you name me. You name me 4 that did.
Jordan.
Who else? Name somebody else.
Will.
Okay. Name somebody else.
Kareem.
Scoring title?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 3.
And
he's the 4th one. What a scoring? Yeah. All those people who are scoring titles have won are in the Hall of Fame. So that's why. See, you know what?
But they won titles. They all won titles.
Wait, stop. Pause.
They all won titles.
So
all won titles.
So you can't. It's apples and oranges. You see how we twist it?
It's not apples and oranges.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Listen, they won.
No, it's not.
You can't deny the man's not going into a Hall of Fame because you don't like him. See,
I love.
You can't. You don't like him. I caught you. You don't like him. You don't like him.
I never said I don't like no Kevin Durant.
Yes. Listen.
I never said I.
So how would you deny? Listen. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this. How you tell me I don't like Kevin Durant?
How could you say? How could you? Now let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this.
Let me say this. Forget about LeBron.
Kevin Durant.
Let me ask you this. How could you say he's not a Hall? Is LeBron a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Is Westbrook a Hall of Famer?
No, not yet.
Oh, check this out. Westbrook is not a Hall of Famer, not yet. But Durant is not a Hall of Famer.
Well, because
we're talking about his body of work.
We're talking about right now. His body of work doesn't mean.
So when is Westbrook? You said Westbrook is a Hall of Famer.
Huh?
You said just now.
No, I said not yet.
Oh, not yet. When is he going to be a Hall of Famer?
When is he going to be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
He still got body work left to do.
This guy. Next question.
Exactly.
Next question.
Next question.
When y'all watch this, come back and talk to this cat.
Yeah, talk to me.
Talk to him.
Because I don't think like him. We think differently. We think differently.
He doesn't want to credit my man. See, that's a bias. That's a blatant.
That's a blatant. First of all,
that's a blatant.
I have never once ever said.
I
never once said I did not like. There's not one time I
for you to say.
I never said.
I never said
I didn't like Kevin Durant.
That Kevin Durant is not a Hall of Famer.
I never said. I never said.
Yo, anybody knows that Kevin Durant is. We can stop playing basketball today, and he's a Hall of Famer. If Yao Ming is a Hall of Famer, and he ain't got four scoring titles. Yao Ming is Yao Ming. Yeah. I'm using that as a cry. Yeah.
That's what we doing now. Yao Ming.
Yeah, Yao Ming's a Hall of Famer. So if Yao Ming's a Hall of Famer, Kevin Durant is not a Hall of Famer.
Why is Yao Ming a Hall of Famer?
I don't know why. So why is Kevin Durant a Hall of Famer? So why is Kevin Durant a Hall of Famer? I got you. It's not based upon you. It's not based upon you.
Stop,
and you could ask anybody out there. Kevin Durant is a Hall of Famer.
Calm down.
Next question. I'm going to go with next question.
Kuna Matata.
Next question.
Kuna
I got him.
Matata.
Has the free agency affected the NBA?
Of course it has.
In what way?
Free agency affected.
Yeah.
Free agency always affects the NBA every year.
Mm-hmm. In what way? And that's the question: is what way has it affected
the free agency?
Yeah, free agency. The free agency period is signing.
Because it allows players to go wherever they want to go.
Okay. All right. Follow-up question to that. Should the NBA be concerned about the heavy rotation, the heavy movement of players?
No, they shouldn't be concerned because that's their fault. The NBA caused that problem.
Okay. You're OKC. Do you trade Westbrook?
Yes, you do.
Why?
Because Westbrook already told him, I'm not signing a contract extension. He said, I'm not signing it. So they're going to have to trade Westbrook. Westbrook is going to get traded to a team that he probably don't want to play for, but they're going to get back what they need to get back in order for them to establish your team as a competitive team in the near future.
Now, there's rumors and whispers and all that other stuff that Westbrook is headed towards L.A. with the possibility of their first picks this year and last year going to them. The
Lakers or the Clippers?
The Lakers.
Okay.
So it's rampant all over the place. They're talking about him going to Boston for whatever Boston picks they have. They're talking about him with the possibility of going to the Sixers. That's wide open with the picks the Sixers have. It's wide open, and there's possibility of him going to once he hits the free agency market next year, that he could go anywhere. He could pick and choose his team. So you believe that they will definitely move him before the trading deadline?
I think they have to, because if they don't, they're going. OKC can't afford to get burnt again because of what happened with Kevin Durant. Because they had the faith that Kevin Durant was going to stay. They made that trade with Ibaka, thinking that, okay, they got that point guard that me and you talked about that they needed, and he still left. Westbrook, and if they talk, Westbrook said, look, man, I'm out of here too. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He's from the West Coast. Okay, me personally, I think that I think he fits really well in would be Miami. I think that would be one of the perfect places for him to go. New York would be a perfect place to go too. But the thing about it is that do New York have the pieces that OKC wants in return? That's where the issue is. That's why I kind of say about the Sixers, the Celtics, the teams that got draft picks, and they got young guys that can go in to OKC and make them a better team. So that's why I'm saying it. Me personally, Westbrook, he's one of them guys on your team as a coach. You be like, yo, what are you doing? Great shot. He gonna drive you. He gonna give you gray hairs, but you can't take away his tenacity, how he plays the game. This guy loves the game of basketball. You don't find too many guys that play on defense and play on offense the way he plays. The only problem with Westbrook is that he needs somebody to mentor him on the court. He needs that point guard to say, calm down, let's slow down, let's work this thing.
Okay. I agree with a lot of the stuff that you said. What team did well in the offseason? If you had to pick let's say 3 teams that did well.
I really think the Pacers did well with the trading and the draft picks. I think the Timberwolves is going to be I'm taking OKC out of the picture because I don't know if they can win enough games to get into the playoffs. So I think the Timberwolves are going to make a big jump. They're going to be exciting to watch. I'm excited to see these guys play, especially with Towns and guys 6'9", 6'10", and this guy won a skill contest against a point guard, Isaiah Thomas, a point guard. He won a skill contest. So that lets you know that he knows how to play the game of basketball. So I'm really looking forward to watch them guys play. I think the Pacers did a good job, the drafting and their free agency. Those 2 teams basically stick out to me from the West and the East. Those two teams stick out in my mind, and I think both those teams will be in the playoffs. I think the Pacers are qualified to be 1, 2, or 3. And the thing about it, the reason I'm saying that is because Cleveland hasn't did anything to improve their team.
Could you stop saying?
The Pacers are going to be a good team.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop. Just stop. I want to quiz you. You said the Pacers could be 1, 2, or 3?
Yes.
So based upon from the moves that they made, they're going to be better than Cleveland? And you don't think that Cleveland, listen, hands down, whether you like him or not, LeBron's going to be that guy.
I agree.
Boston, with the addition of Hartford, is going to be that guy.
I agree.
Toronto has made some moves. They're going to be okay.
Toronto didn't make any moves. They let Bismarck go. But let me finish saying I understand what you're saying, but the reason why I'm saying the Pacers is because I think they already had the nucleus there, and they just added on to what they have. With the pieces they added, they got Thad Young, which is a young guy. I think he's going to do well. Al Jefferson, he got to stay healthy. Teagues, you know what I'm saying? He's a point guard. If he just does what he does, they'll be good. Why I'm saying that is because I think they did a lot of things to make their team better. I'm not saying Cleveland is going to be hard. It's going to be really – and the thing about it is it's going to be really hard for Cleveland to repeat what they did during the season. Not saying they can't do it, but it's going to be harder this year. But the thing about it is, because of all the heat that Golden State's get right now, there's no pressure on Cleveland. Cleveland wants a title, and nobody's talking about what Cleveland's going to do. They had some players they need to replace. You know what I'm saying? But that's still Cleveland still is the number one team. But I'm saying that the Pacers could be the Toronto team of last year if everybody stayed healthy.
So let me ask you this: when we're dealing with that word "if" again, I don't see the Pacers being better than Boston. I don't see the Pacers being better than Cleveland. I don't see the Pacers being better.
So let me ask you, what seed do you see the Pacers being if they make the playoffs?
Probably 5 or 6, but I don't see no way they're 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, give me your 1, 2. Give me your 1 through 5.
If I'd have to say right now, I'd have to say. I think that Wade is going back to Miami. I think he's going back to Miami.
You don't think he'll take less money?
He's going to go back. He's not going to leave that team, and that was another question on the horizon. I think Wade's going to be there. I think the Knicks are going to be in the mix, and we'll get to that in a minute.
I agree.
I just don't see them being 1, 2, or 3. They'll be in the top 5, but they won't be 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So we're pressed for time. Let's go real quickie. Have the Heats treated Wade fairly? Yes or no?
No, they haven't.
And your take on that is why?
Because Wade is the face of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know who Brian Cycli is or Nick Anderson is, and I think they were probably the first 2 draft picks that the Heat ever had when they first came in the NBA.
Who? What'd you say?
Cycli.
Oh, Ron Cycli.
Ron Cycli. And Nick Anderson.
Nick Anderson played for Orlando. He didn't ever play for.
Well, what's the other Anderson? There was another Anderson that came.
Derek Anderson.
I can't. One of the Andersons, but you know.
That's like saying one of the Dixons.
Whatever the case may be.
You can't just make up somebody's name. One of the Moses.
I'm just saying, but they're not the face of the Miami Heat. Okay. Dwayne Wade is the face of the Miami Heat. Okay. 5 or 6 years later, Dwayne Wade still will be the face of the Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. Dwayne Wade has never been the highest paid player on the Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's always took a pay cut for whoever came there.
Yeah, true.
Jermaine O'Neal got more money than Dwayne Wade.
That's the structure of the contract.
And Dwayne Wade, he sat back. And last year he got a nice little piece of change, right? But for him to be the face of the contract, for him to be the face of the team, and you sign Whiteside, and then you don't even pick up the phone and call the face of the franchise, that's wrong.
Quickly, will the Knicks make the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. Since we got to wrap it up, the executive producer says it's time. Who are your favorites to win the championship next year, be in the finals?
I gotta say Cleveland and Golden State. That's unless somebody comes out of this pack, it's gonna be really hard.
Okay, and here's my quick take on that. Everybody talks about the unbalance of the teams. It's no different than in the '70s or when it was Boston. It's no different than the '80s when it was Boston and the Lakers. So people be in the uproar talk about this. It's always been. There's only been a handful of teams who's won the
NBA title.
The Lakers with 16 or 17. Boston with 14.
17.
Chicago with an X amount.
6.
The
Knicks with 2.
Knicks with 2.
Spurs with 5.
That's what I'm saying. So Miami with 3.
Yeah.
So it's so for everybody to be in an uproar, it's nothing changed. It's been a short amount of teams that's won. Golden State with 2, by the way.
And the thing about it is, though, people need to understand that they should have saw this coming, because when the NBA said the salary cap is going to go up $20 million, they was going to spend money on guys that actually are not really good players, but they role players. And the next year is going to a 107. So a super team going to be a super team next year. You got Golden State asking Ray Allen to come out of retirement to play.
I don't think he's a
You know what I'm saying?
He's been going for 2 years.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But they got enough money to do that. And next year, $107 million.
Yeah, and it's going to be players like Paul, LeBron, Wade probably, and a host of others. Westbrook is going to be on free agency. Well, I see my executive producer said I got to wrap it up. Unfortunately, we got to bring an end to this. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been my pleasure being here with the one and only Kevin Dixon. K. Diggs, as he's affectionately known as. When you get a chance, just check out the stats. Look at what I said about Kevin Durant being an all-star. That's all I got to say. And I'm out.
And since Ray's out, now I got something to say. Make sure you watch Ray's show on Tuesdays from 8 to 9. My show is on 7:30 to 9:30 on Mondays. Hit me on the Twitter, KLD, talk to me. I'm out. Have a good night.